Good afternoon. UN Security Council Resolution 2202 endorses the Minsk Agreement, which includes a ceasefire in Ukraine. Our solution enables citizens and other rapporteurs on the ground to reliably and credibly report on conditions in the conflict zone, including ceasefire breaches. One problem of the conflict in Ukraine is a contest of competing narratives. During an information war, each side is automatically discredited by the other, and we don't know what is reliable. Allow me to draw a simile defining the task that we put in front of us. So imagine that you arrive on the first day of the Diplo hack, not knowing anybody in the room. Whose voice will be important to you? Whose voice will make you change your opinion? Do you wait for personal introductions from Rafal and the SecDev folks? Or do you navigate your own way through the crowd, using personal judgment and experience to determine who that person is? A similar situation is found on the internet and the social networks within it. We rely on content filtered and analyzed by the media and the social networks themselves. There is no system for validating content that is widely seen and that changes people's opinions. Who is the citizen journalist among this crowd that you need to hear? Our solution is a crowdsourced algorithm to curate content from social media streams. This will eliminate excess noise, including malicious trolls and botnets from the conversation. This cleaned up environment will give a pedestal and promote voices typically lost in the crowd. The beneficiaries are citizens in the conflict area, journalists reporting on the conflict, international and multinational organizations working to mediate the conflict, and of course, the wider public. We are hacking an existing algorithm, PageRank, developed by Google in order to understand which are the most popular and most important messages on these social networks. We enhanced it with machine learning and artificial intelligence. We assess the content by looking for the number of retweets and favorites, the location of retweeters as related to the original poster, the promotion of dissident opinion, and the power of the tweet to affect an opposing point of view. At the same time, our algorithm discredits trolls and botnets. We prototyped on a raw data set given to us by SecDev and published the code publicly in GitHub. Our prototype ranked the following tweet that you see in your top left-hand corner as the most popular. This tweet tells you that there are a lot of Ukrainian soldiers dying on the battlefield because of using outdated equipment. However, when we applied the location of the retweeters in the same region to change the ranking mechanism, we see a completely different message rising to the top. So on the bottom right-hand corner, there is a message about noticing insignia on soldiers in Moscow and in Donetsk. And obviously, a completely different message comes out of these tweets. Doability. We built on existing technology from Google and on Learn to Ban. This is a machine learning toolkit developed to help identify bots from real people. The principle of voting for popular content is also familiar to the internet public, with popular services like Dig and Reddit and Hacker News utilizing the very same technique. Now to the cred. We are empowering local voices on the ground in Ukraine and in Russia. Our risk assessment considered low uptake, which we will mitigate with perceived usability, utility, and credibility. By importing their existing social network profiles, users get to migrate their networks and credentials to HiPass. The financial costs are modest, with about 2 people working for 6 months on the technical development and a small team working on communications and outreach. Now, very importantly, the risk to the source has been calculated into the equation. The users we are working with are already engaging with this information. We are not having them join another platform. Hence, we're not affecting their privacy paradigm. The risk to the consumer or the reader will be mitigated once there is increased confidence in the information coming through this tool. And the risk to the tool itself, of course, will be mitigated by putting it under DDoS mitigation infrastructure and on secure hosting. The proliferation of other information and sources, Stop Fake and RT Watch, show there is a desire for debunking these myths and propaganda. We're going to deploy to the internet. We're going to rely on the influencers and the thought leaders to send us out further. And most importantly, if nothing else, this project is built to disrupt. We're planning to do away with big media analytics and government propaganda channels and empower social network participants to decide what is important to them and who should be heard. Thank you.